back to my channel, it's Cerise here, and for today's video I have a Halloween spooky dooky makeup look for you guys. Now I'm doing a freaking basic as look that you can do two ways. You can do the non-bloody version if you don't like fake blood, and you can do the bloody version. So let's get started. So pretty much you want to start with just doing your face, just a normal, you want a foundation base, you just kind of want a nice base, normal neutral eyeshadow, but we're going to go with a hot pink lip. We're going to make her fancy. So let's do that. Now that we've got our blank slate, so I haven't done any contouring or anything like that. I've legit just done face base, brows, just a little bit of lashes just so it's not so boring looking. And I'm going to put on pink lipstick just because I feel like it's going to zhuzh it up a wee bit. So I'm just going to put some on. So by all means you can do your foundation or anything like that. Like you can do... By all means, you could fully do a whole face and just draw the lines on, but I just wanted to keep it a bit plain just so then I can add shadows later, but you can completely do a whole face if you want, but you can just do a face base like what I've done now. So now that we have the face base, we're going to get a liquid liner. That's going to be something that you're going to have ready to you and something that's easy to use for you as well, something that's easily accessible. So I'm getting the liquid liner, and all I'm literally going to do is just be drawing circles around these areas and just little lines just to kind of make it look like lines with arrows going along your face as if you were to get plastic surgery in certain places. So like for example, we'd do lines around the lips like this, like so, like this. Just keep on watching. So if we went like around the lip, like I probably can't talk for this, but so I just bring it a little bit so I just bring it a little bit closer. So if we go around the lips like this, go. And then a little tiny arrows going in like that. So that looks super weird just by itself, but once you do all the lines with kind of where you think you'd kind of do, you do that. So that would want the lips bigger, so that's why the arrows are going inwards, and then this one we may also make bigger too. We would want that to come out. I mean, realistically, no one's gonna look too much into your look. Wow, no one's gonna look too much into your look with the arrows and everything like that, so you can legit do how you like. But I'm also going to do kind of some stitching around here. I'm kind of everywhere. I'm just going to have a big play because I don't really know kind of what I want to do. So you can do broken lines, full lines, just whatever kind of works for you. I'm just going to do my whole face because I actually like drawing on my face. It's really hard to talk when you're doing this kind of thing because you move your face when you're trying to get these straight little lines. You're actually moving your face.
I am crooked, you're clean cut. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If I'm knocked out, I'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, or toe-to-toe, we're always...
Alright, so my surgeon's not even up there, but that's okay. What else am I gonna do? So pretty much I was just putting a whole bunch of lines on my face, but see how that automatically kind of makes it a bit more spooky, a little bit freaky. So all that's kind of left to do for this look is my hair. So that's, wait a second. Alright, so now that I've got my hair done, I've kind of done it a little bit messy, a little bit crazy, because you know she's about to have plastic surgery to make herself super beautiful. So that is kind of the tamed baby look. That is just the look if you just wanted it not so creepy, if you just wanted a kind of basic look. You can do any kind of lines that you wanted, any kind of arrows, but you want to kind of follow this vibe, and then that is your plastic surgery face. Just plain though. It's a plain one. Now we gotta freaking spook it up though. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Alright, so now we're going to bloody it up. So I'm just going to kind of tile this back so it's not in the way. So if I just kind of tie it up. because then it's not going to get in our freaking faces, guys. So let's freaking get ready. So I've got some scar wax here, so we're going to get a bit crazy. So this is my first time actually working with scar wax as well, so I am excited. It's Snazzaroo wax. I'm like, just going to scoop some out, but she's wanting to be a bit hard. I'm just going to warm that up with my little fingers. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a kind of fake nose and kind of make that a bit bloody, and then I'm going to kind of make my eye a little bit bloody as well. So I'm just going to be rolling the wax.
Better off, better off. Better off. I am crooked, you're clean cut. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If I'm knocked out, I'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, toe to toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can.
Alright, so now what I'm doing is, now that I've applied the wax, I'm just going to kind of peel it semi away from the skin, so I'm creating a little rivet in there, so I can fill that with like fake blood and all that kind of like good stuff. So this will kind of resemble a cut, like it's cutting into my face. So you can follow your lines that you've got there, or you can there we go, that's a real good one. Or you can like make up your own. This is like a really butched up lip job here. I'm just gonna kind of cut in between that one, create a little rivet in there, and then with my nose one, I'm just gonna do a big gash there and do a little one here, and like a little bit of wax left over, so I'll just put her back in the pot. I'm the only one using this wax, so don't panic about hygiene. So now that I've done that, I want to actually cover these bits in foundation, just to blend them in a little bit more. So I'm just getting a sponge. I'm just going to kind of apply the foundation onto those scar bits, just so it looks more like skin. So I'm just using what I used on my body as well. Just kind of blending it in a wee bit. Because then you can see if any of your bits don't look blended, you can re-blend them out. The thing with the scar wax is that it always stays soft. It's looking really realistic now. Well, I mean, to an extent, you know, of special effects. I mean, so I'm just putting the foundation on these bits, just with a sponge. This bit is looking really kind of gross, so I'm just gonna blend that in a wee bit. I mean, the point is for it to look gross, but it just looks like I've just put like poo on my face or something. I'll just do a line in there, that bit to like the top of my lip. I'm just thinking I'm just going to follow those lines there and just do that. That'll work a little bit better. The thing is with this, you can really follow your own formula, like whatever works easiest for you, whatever's working on your face. Some things that work for me might not work for you, so it's all open to interpretation. You just kind of do it how, like what works for you. Alright, so now that I've put the foundation on and kind of blended those chunky bits in so you can't really see them, you see my lip kind of looks a bit crazy, you're going to get like a dark red eyeshadow, which hopefully I will find. So you want to get a dark red eyeshadow, something like that, to kind of resemble bruising, because you want to kind of add some bruises to your face. So if we just get this red and just kind of put it slightly around, just like that, just around the areas that you're going to make bloody. I mean, you can kind of blend it out. You can. I'm just kind of like stippling it on, and it's working really well that way. I'm just like lightly tapping it like this. And it's kind of resembling the bruising. You can use light purples and blacks as well if you choose to. But this will work just as well. And it's good because if you wanted to wear like this during the day and then you kind of wanted to bloody it up for later, you can. Because doing these kind of versatile looks is one you could definitely change. And also if your foundation doesn't match, doing the eyeshadow around will work really well too. I feel like everything looks a bit better with a bit of blood and gore, really. Alright, so now that I've kind of shaded those bits out, you can make your under eyes a bit darker. If you did get like a blendy brush, you can kind of add some red to kind of like make it that your eyes look a bit bruised up. Just because, you know, if we've had like major surgery or we're going to, it's going to be a bit scary. So I've also got a purple here that I'm going to be using as well, which I'm just going to kind of blend off that red. Because purple blending off the red is going to add more of a kind of bruised effect. So if you do go over the lines that you've created, that's completely fine too. Just kind of want to create like a, duh, she's like, you know, she messed up a little bit, you know. You can use a lighter purple, and doesn't matter like if you go in circular motions or if you just do crazy amounts, like the body bruises in really weird ways, so you can be really messy with this if you want to. Like it doesn't really matter how messy you are with it. Like I am just kind of going a bit crazy with it, but the more you do, the cooler it's going to look. Like in this situation, less is not necessary, more, you know. This is looking really creepy now. So I've got a wetter red palette here. This is the Kryolan Supercolor Special Effects Trio. So it's got some blacks in there as well. So you can get some blacks to go really inside of the little rivets that you've created. To go inside, this is to go inside the little holes that you've made in your cuts. Just to make it a bit darker inside of them. And you can use it to kind of flick out the wax as well and create that kind of 3D effect. Go inside. It'll make the cuts really stand out with each thing. Do you see what I mean? And the nose will put a lot in there. Alright. And then you can also use the red to make it appear a little bit wetter in the holes as well. You've got. Because it looks a little bit blood-like in there. You can even just add some under your eyes if you're wanting a bit more like red in there. Alright, so we've got some fake blood here, so I'm just going to put that on the lid of this so I can see how goopy it's going to be. And then I'm going to get my little blood brush and we're just going to dip some in and just kind of put it inside the cracks so it looks like it's bleeding. It's amazing what wet kind of blood will do to a special effects kind of hole. It just kind of livens it up. Like look, it just makes it look so much more realistic. Now what you can also do with, if you have any fake blood left over, is you can get a stippling tool or you can get a sponge. You can just kind of stipple it around those areas and it just looks like blood. It's kind of, this is like my favorite thing to do if you kind of want a bit more blood but you're a bit worried about how it's going to translate. I really like doing kind of that effect because it looks really cool. Like adding that little extra bit of blood and then you can kind of like, you can add some to your chin or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how to make the pretty version of a plastic surgery face and a horrible version. So I'm just going to take my hair out. So that is how to make it a little bit more spooky dooky. Just having the fake blood really adds that touch and elements as well. So it's kind of like the before and after of plastic surgery. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want any more and what you guys are looking forward to. If you want to add any suggestions, let me know. But until next time, I love you guys so much and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!